What's up, everybody? Welcome to Nintendo Pow Block 4. The best day in video games ever. October 27th, 2017. Super Mario Odyssey is out. By the time you're hearing this, Wolfenstein 2, Assassin's Creed, Stranger Things, Thor Ragnarok for our European listeners. It's a big day. It's a big day in nerd culture. But we're here to talk Nintendo. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Dirrig, and alongside me, as always, that retro code, Eddie V, Edward Varnell.
Super Mario Odyssey! Yes! Oh, and also, welcome every 3DS owners and Switch owners. If you just got your Super Mario Odyssey Switch, congratulations to you guys. Yes, Corey, it is a great day for gaming. Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, toe for Game of the Year nominations.
I've been looking at the reviews and stuff. Like, okay, so when you texted me this morning, I was just waking up because I'm lazy on the days that I have off, which are very few and far between, unfortunately.
You're not the only one.
But,
trust me.
Like, while I was getting show notes together, I had my laptop open and was watching Mario Odyssey game, like, preview footage and gameplay footage, because people are allowed to post like the first hour or so, I think, of gameplay, so people have it broken up into snippets and, you know, searching for power moons and bosses and stuff. And like I said, like, with all the games coming out and all the games I want to play, and, you know, with Fire Emblem out and stuff, Mario might have to wait. And then I started watching Mario. I'm like, I don't know, man, I'm gonna have to start playing this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm actually having my mom pick it up for me tomorrow while I'm at work and dropping it off and saying, thanks, Mom, I'll pay you back. Since, like, she works like 3 minutes from where I work, I'll just swing by there and get it after work. Because by the time, like, I go in tomorrow before all the stores open, and I won't get off until the stores are about to close. So I'm just like, but I want to play. So,
well, pretty much if you care, Toys R Us are open at 10 o'clock. So
yeah, no, I have to be. That's when I have to be at work.
At night.
Oh,
at night? They close at. Yeah. I think they may open up at 9, but if you're already at work, 10 o'clock is when they close. We're going to holiday hours, so. Oh, yes, and also congratulations to anyone who got a Super NES Mini. They came out today.
They're restocked in most places, I think, because I think Toys R Us is got them in, and I think GameStop got them in, and I also heard that Target was getting them in. So, plenty of those to go around as well. Man, Ed, there's a lot of Nintendo to go around. There's so much Nintendo.
And it's growing like crazy.
Yeah. I need to figure out if I can get the Mario 3-pack amiibo too, because I wasn't going to get those, but they look really cool, and now I kind of want them.
I got to see. Yeah, we didn't get those yet. So
really?
At the time of this recording, I should say. But if we do get them, I'm going to try to snag one. If you want me to snag you one, I can snag you one too, and just mail it to you if you can't get one.
We'll see how that goes. You know how I feel about people buying me things, but you're gonna do it anyway because you're Ed. And
as your eyes went to the NES Mini.
I know, it's up there on my shelf. The box it's plugged in over there by my TV, with my SNES Classic and my Wii U on this game room TV.
Yeah, I was thinking because I have a monitor. I have a TV monitor for my laptop, and I was thinking, I'm like, well, I got my Super NES Mini right here. I should just hook it up and just play it when I'm not using my laptop. It literally just play. Because like if I want to use YouTube, I just throw it on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One. It just play, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, Ed, what have you been playing?
do. Going to actually start off with my Switch, Yono and Celestial Elephant. Almost halfway done. So by the time you guys see this, my review should be up. I'm going to give you guys just some thoughts about it, what I think about the game. You kind of heard me say it in a positive manner, and I still view it as a positive game. It's just really good. Really loving this game. Started up Fire Emblem Warriors, and I have got to tell you, this is in my nomination for Game of the Year. Like, it's that good. And I know some people might not really like hack and slash games like this, but once again, the comedy and the writing in this game is amazing. So of course it's Fire Emblem, but I'm loving Lisa. She uses a battle axe, and she kind of can heal people and stuff. And they teach you new things that you could, just how like Fire Emblem, how you could team up with somebody to do double attacks, where you could kind of do that also in this game and stuff. The story kind of with Hyrule Warrior almost in the beginning, but it might like change later and stuff. But I've been encountering some of the other characters from the different games and stuff. And I literally laugh. One of the characters is from Radiant Dawn. I believe that's what it is from one of the Fire Emblems. And he said, "This is my name, but don't worry, because my original story is a mess." I fell out laughing. I was just like, oh, Nintendo knows.
Yeah, Nintendo knows.
So I fell out laughing. Like, the comedy in this is hilarious, but the animation is good. I really love the attack styles in this, just the animation and flow of it. It feels very different, and it feels a bit faster than Hyrule Warriors. I saw, like, even if they brought Hyrule Warriors to Switch, I kind of want them to use this kind of graphic style of the Fire Emblem series. It makes it look really crisper and cleaner.
I really like the art style of Fire Emblem Warriors. It's got this really clean, like, it's not really cel shaded, but it looks more 3D anime than it does like what Hyrule Warriors was. Which, don't get me wrong, Hyrule Warriors look great and everything. Like, I like that art style too, but that looked more traditional Zelda art style, where Fire Emblem looks more kind of anime style, kind of just really pretty, really crisp actually, and like kind of almost cel shaded, but not really. I mean, it's got that same kind of look that cel shading does, but it's not quite cel shading. I don't really know how to describe it, but it looks really good. It's really clean. I am really enjoying Hyrule Warriors.
Yes. Been playing that.
Fire Emblem Warriors. Wow.
Fire Emblem.
You know what I mean?
Yes. I bought the Evil Within digital bundle on PS4. That thing, hopefully it finished downloading. It took 6 hours to download for the game itself.
Wow.
And then, like, because the digital bundle is the game with all its decent DLC. So it's everything together for its Halloween sale that's going on, which you guys should really check out. Even though this is the Pow Block, all 3 consoles got some great holiday sales for Halloween. So do check it out. Switch got some good ones. There's like 2 of them that I'm planning on getting.
I have that holiday sale in our show notes today.
Yes.
It's the Nintendo Halloween sale. We'll go over it, though, in a little bit. But there are a lot of great games on sale. Even if it's only like 10 or 20% off, it's like still a really, really good deal.
Yeah, because Jesse got DMC for like $4 on Xbox One.
Yeah, last year, or like in April, I got DMC for like $7. So,
well, this is funny. It's $4 on Xbox One, but it's like $12 on PSN. I'm like, yeah. So, but yeah, so that was downloaded for Xbox One. Didn't really get to play anything because there was an update for it, I believe. And just when I was about to play, something on it, I just lost the mood. So I didn't play Halo 5. I didn't play Gears. I didn't play Turing Test. Haven't even popped it back there in Stardew Valley yet. But later on, I will be picking up some games because I want to look at their sales on Xbox. Want to pick some games up for that. So, but that's pretty much what I've been doing. And Dragon Quest 8 on 3DS.
Nice. Still working through that Dragon Quest, huh?
Yes. Like I said, I already beat the game, but I like going back through it. I like a good RPG.
Right. Yeah. Oh man, Ed, I've been playing so much. I played so much just yesterday alone. But this week I played a lot of Switch. I played a lot of NBA 2K on Switch. I'm working through a Dynasty mode. I started a new Dynasty mode because I like playing as like the regular teams, but I also like to do fantasy draft and just be like, okay, there's no consequences, like, because I always play as the Cavs because I'm from Akron and Cleveland's like 40 minutes from me, and it's the team I grew up liking and everything. Like, I'm not just a bandwagon fan. I love the Cavs when they were bad in the 90s and early 2000s. So
yes.
Shut up, YouTube commenters. But I started a new franchise without any of the Cavs players. Like, I went through and did a fantasy draft, and I'm playing as this team that I made myself. Like, drafted the players and everything. And man, dude, so many people I know have gotten NBA 2K on Switch instead of just so they could play it portably.
Really?
Yeah, like my friend Brian, who like hates Nintendo with a passion and bought a Switch, is playing NBA 2K on Switch instead of PS4. Like, yeah, like he is the first person to rip Nintendo a new one because of the games and everything. Like the only reason why they bought a Wii U is so his girlfriend could play Yoshi's Woolly World, Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, and like Mario. Like, that's the only reason they bought a Wii U was for that. Wow. And he bought one expecting Zelda to come, and so he bought a Switch with Zelda, and like he started buying all these games for Switch, and he actually like really loves the Switch. It's like this really crazy turnaround from someone who hasn't owned a Nintendo console. I mean, they owned a Wii and a Wii U, but like him personally hasn't owned a Nintendo console since Nintendo 64 to turn around and buy a Switch and like playing it more than anything besides Destiny. Like, man, it's crazy, like the way people are shifting their views on Nintendo with the Switch. And like, I was talking to Matt on the line the other day, and he wants FIFA for Switch really bad, and like Moose is online. He's like, I just asked my wife if I could get a Switch. Like,
what?
All these people are like really wanting a Switch because of Mario and Zelda and like all these other games that are coming to Switch, and it's just like, man, Ed, it's crazy. It's so weird. Like, people are coming around on Nintendo this generation and really like not like giving it a chance, but like really like pouring a lot of time and money into the system. And it's like, that was just NBA 2K. It was just really surprising to see him get that on Switch instead of PS4 or whatever. But I've been playing a lot of that. Gosh, that game is so good. The more I play it, the more and more it like just kind of grabs me. It's like, I was a little worried that like some of the frame rate issues and stuff were gonna like kind of grab me or whatever, but it hasn't, man. It hasn't. And playing it in TV mode, I played it in TV mode for the first time yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude, that game looks so clean. Like, the textures, like the
on which TV? On the big one? On the Samsung?
On the big one. Yeah, the big one in the living room. Like, and like I couldn't really like distinguish anything. Like, how I told you like some of the textures are kind of dumbed down for the Switch because of. No, dude, when you plug it into the TV, it looks almost identical to the Xbox One version. Like, it's clean. Wow. It's really clean. And I was impressed when I plugged it into the TV. It runs at 1080p docked.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was impressed with it docked, and it feels good on the controller. Like, it just the Pro Controller is so good. Pro Controller is the best controller Nintendo's ever put out. It might be my favorite controller of all time.
We had to.
I mean, it's going toe to toe with the Xbox 360 controller, but it is close.
No, not for me. I would say, because GameCube is always gonna be my number one controller. I think ever since I touched the GameCube controller, and I love like the Wii U and the Wii and stuff, and I love the Xbox One controller. Like I prefer the One controller over anything Sony has put out on their controller. But when I get my Xenoblade Chronicles X,
you mean the ugly one that you didn't want to buy?
That I pre-ordered. Look,
that still makes me laugh every time. ... I pre-ordered the Xenoblade controller.
Dude, like I can't have like. This is my boss. Everybody, like what he gets, I definitely have to work hard to get. And as much as I talked about that controller, I was just like, you know what? This is limited edition. I don't know if anyone's going to even think about getting it. So guess what? Let me just go ahead and pre-order. I'm like, it's going to be holiday. I'm going to work in crazy hours. So I'm going to have the money to get this. And so, yeah, walked in and just like, can I get that? And probably with the fresh check in November, I'm just gonna pay everything off, like pay the Xenoblade and the controller off, so I could be like, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna let you guys know if I work and I call to let you guys know, don't you dare sell my system. I mean my game, and you don't sell my controller, because we're gonna have a situation at hand.
That's funny. Oh man, so. Also, oh, by the way, if you are still looking for the Zelda Champions amiibos and haven't pre-ordered it, they are available for pre-order now on Amazon. I know this show is going to go up a little bit later, but as of right now, as of this recording, they are available on Amazon. So if you want them, go get them.
What are they, like $26.99? I think.
Oh, they're $14.99.
Oh, ooh, nice.
Yeah, I mean, they're selling them individually. It's not the cool 4-pack that Europe's getting.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, they are coming. So I'm excited. Gosh, I can't wait for Zelda DLC. So that's another thing. I revisited Zelda. Right, I've been revisiting Zelda. I literally created a new profile on Switch so I could start a new game in Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I just forgot how. At the very beginning, man, Zelda just kind of like brings you into this world from nothing. Like, you literally have nothing when you walk out of that cave. And I was playing it in TV mode, and just like that opening scene when you get to the top of the hill and it just pans over Hyrule, man.
I think that's one of the most beautiful moments of 2017.
Yeah.
Just like, dang it.
It's so like, oh, it's so good. And like, if you're following me on Twitter, I'm trying to post more pictures from my Switch onto Twitter. So, oh, my wife's here. Hi, wife. But yeah, man, just that vista and like going down the hill to talk to the old man and seeing Temple of Time again for the first time again. That doesn't make sense. But you know what I mean? Like, just walking down there, and Zelda, like, that just reaffirmed everything that I was like, well, maybe Odyssey might take a jump at Game of the Year. Maybe Horizon might challenge Zelda for Game of the Year. Nah, man. Zelda, unless something else happens, like, unless I play through Odyssey and I'm like, man, this game is the greatest game ever made, like, Zelda is my lock for Game of the Year.
It already is for me. And even if Odyssey just blows everything out the water for me for a lot of things, once again, people are still posting about Breath of the Wild. People are still talking, finding stuff of Breath of the Wild.
Well, the advantage that it has is, like, everybody wants it for Switch, and as people get Switches, that's the first game that they buy. And that's why the conversation for Zelda is so long, is because everybody keeps playing it for the first time every week. So, like, as Switches get restocked, people are buying Zelda people are playing Zelda, and even the people who played it on Wii U are like, I'm gonna double dip. Like, so many people have double dipped on Zelda, and like, you know, as people buy their Switches, like, people are still going to be talking about Zelda through Christmas because people are getting Switches for Christmas, and Zelda and Mario. Those are the two games they're going to get, probably. That, like,
Yep.
if there's three games that people are going to get this holiday, it's going to be Mario, it's going to be Zelda, and it's going to be Mario Kart. But, like,
You might as well add. You literally might as well add FIFA and
2K
and 2K,
Yeah.
because those games also sell. But if they stock them good for Switch, people are going to buy that for Switch.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's so crazy. It's so crazy the advantage Nintendo has over Horizon, because, like, yeah, Horizon's been out, but, like, the difference between Horizon and Zelda is Nintendo's had the momentum going with Switch, in that Zelda keeps getting purchased every week, whereas
Yes.
you know, Horizon had its like month to 6 weeks in the limelight because, you know, it's the new game for PlayStation. But the thing is, PlayStation's already got 60 million units out there, and so you see that sales dip off, whereas Zelda is still on the MPD charts going up. Like, even this month, Zelda, I think, came in at number 6 on MPD because, you know, people keep buying Switches and people keep buying Zelda because it's so good.
Yes.
So Zelda is definitely a lock for Game of the Year. And then I played some Splatoon. I updated it because I wanted to see what the new weapons and maps were like. And I know there's a new update coming tomorrow. Well, today, if you're listening to this, there's a new update for the weekend. And, you know, I love Splatoon. I don't know, man. I can't get into it like I did the first one. Like, it's still really good. It's really solid. Like, I played 4 or 5 matches yesterday, and it's still
nice.
really fun to play. I don't know, man.
That's what I should get for the buy two get one.
But like, it excludes Switch games.
Dang it!
I know. Target, come on, you're killing me, man.
But I could get it cheaper at work.
I would have bought in like 5 or 6 Switch games if you would have just given me that in there, you know? Like,
Once again, let the church say amen.
can I get an amen? Nah.
Amen.
Anyways, but like, after Splatoon, I played ARMS, man. ARMS is so good. ARMS is, I don't know why not a lot of people are talking about ARMS, man. Like, I know a lot of people aren't into fighting games, and that's fine. But this is like a different type of fighting game, and it is so much fun to switch up the like the slat, like the hands, the arms, I guess. But like, it's so much fun to mix and match and kind of go in and just it's so good. The stage design is really cool. Like, you know, Ribbon Girl's stage is, since she's like a pop singer, like the stage kind of raises like an equalizer as the music plays, so you're kind of jumping around and dodging the floor as it raises up to the music. And like, some of the, gosh, it's so good. It's just, and all around Springman stage is like this giant rubber band that you can bounce off of like a trampoline. And it's just, the stage design is really clever. The character designs are amazing. Like, it's so good. I wish more people were talking about ARMS.
Yeah.
ARMS
And just the free content that is constantly dropping.
I loaded it up and I updated it, and I have 3 new characters now, like, just from the last time I played. And it's just like, man, well, 2, I guess. Like, Max Brass is like this really heavy hitter, but he's really slow. And Lola Pop is like, she kind of reminds me of Ribbon Girl. So he's really fast and can get punches off quick. And like, I've been trying to play through his different characters, but Ribbon Girl's the best.
Ooh, excuse me.
So like, I don't know. ARMS is really good. And then on Xbox, I've been playing a lot of Gears of War. Played a lot of Gears of War this week.
Yeah, I need to pop it in. And continue. I want to finish it on hardcore.
I've been trying to unlock the Halloween stuff, and some of the stuff is like really cool. That they like the skins for the weapons, or like the jack-o'-lantern helmet that you can get, or, you know, it's just, there's a lot of cool stuff, man. It's cool. And then Destiny, obviously, so the thing about Destiny is like, my raid team has all gotten to the point where we're like high enough level with the characters we want to use that it's just like, we'll get together to raid once a week and kind of like do that stuff, but until new content drops, it's like it's time. It's time to hang it up for a while. You know, it's my Warlock's 305, my Titan's 305. Like my Warlock needs the raid gear. Like I need the boots still from the raid, but like I can only do that, you know, once a week. So that's the only raid thing I need. My Hunter is a 302. I still need a Celestial Nighthawk, but like I don't play my Hunter enough to even care. You know, I've actually been thinking about deleting my Hunter and making another Titan so I can get the double drops for my Titan. But
I love the Hunter.
You know, it's time. I need 2 more trophies to platinum it, but it's like, I'll get it eventually. Like one is to run a prestige nightfall or raid, and it's like we might try the prestige raid next week. You know, the prestige nightfalls are really hard, and I don't even really want to try it. And then the other one is win a trials match and get to the lighthouse, but it's like I don't like competitive that much, so it's like if like I might try that at some point, but at the same time it's like I don't really care. I don't really care about trophies anyway, you know. It's just like meh, whatever. So Destiny is probably going to be put away for a while, at least, you know, on a consistent basis. Like I'll go back to it, but like
I said, I finished the game, moved on to like Halo 5, and just Halo 5 once again. Just I look at Destiny 2, be like, you could have been this, but you chose not to.
It's so they're like, it's so weird that they come from the same space and they just are totally different games now.
Yeah,
you know, it's just like honestly, Destiny Halo 4 feels a lot like Destiny in terms of movement and shooting and stuff. Like it really does. And then you move to Halo 5 and they just turn it up to 11, man. The speed and the shooting and the way the weapons feel like. Which
I'm going to try Halo 4. I think that's probably why I cut on my Xbox One. I was going to play Halo 4 and I was just like, YouTube.
Yeah.
And then picked up the Switch and started playing that for some unknown reason.
Yeah. I'm really excited to like kind of redesign the place behind me for like podcasting and stuff, because it's going to be like one side's going to be like all my cool Nintendo boxes since Switch has come out, like because they all have this like we'll take the Fire Emblem Warriors box for example. They have all got this cool like red like outline of the box, or you know the Super Nintendo Classic box has like, you know, all this cool stuff, and I kind of want to display it because like I like the way the boxes look, and I like the way they all kind of sit together and kind of match and stuff.
Isn't it so weird that Nintendo went back to their old school color?
No, it's great. It's not. It's great. I like it. I think it's awesome. And
I think it's. I love it too. I think it's cool. It's like, you know, Super Nintendo still had the red and black, but you know the system was purple, and then 64 was
like
else.
Red was a prominent color, but they also had the 3D which had red, blue, and green and yellow on it. So like, red wasn't as forced in your face like all the other things, and then they kind of got away with that with GameCube and went purple, and Wii and Wii U were kind of had that apple white kind of thing to it. So.
Yeah, but I know Wii U was kind of like that white and blue with that black with the black added on, because I think the blue stood out more to definitely describe what Wii U kind of was about. And now to see Switch coming back to being red and white and somehow following back into their old traditional like colors, like I love that. You know, Sony is, you know, down there predominantly blue. Xbox has always been green, so they stuck with their green, different shades of it, but they stuck with that in that territory. And you know, Nintendo switched it up, and now they're back to their red. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, that each system now has their own color to still represent them in this current year.
Yeah, I'm really kind of impressed the way they kind of pulled everything together and kind of made it cohesive again. And it's just like, you know, my new 2DS has the same, this box design is the same as the Switch, you know. It has that cool like red border around the whole box, and then on it just has the system on it with, you know, the cool kind of monochromatic blue like backgrounds on it. It's just it looks cool, man. It's just everything they're hitting on all cylinders right now, and it's awesome. It's really cool to see. So,
yes.
Man, sorry, my nose is like running and being all crazy right now. But anyways, I guess we could.
Well, Corey, hold on. Before we get to news, guys, we do have to take a break.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I guess we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
And we're back. I'm shaved, had a hat, ate some tacos. Ed's done doing whatever Ed's doing. Ed's drinking up on his caffeine, and I'm not. I probably should, but I don't have any with me, so whoops.
Yeah.
It's
okay. I have Pizza Hut by me. So
water, nature's nectar, as they say.
Before you have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, nope. I already went. We are good to go.
I'm talking about when in the next 5 minutes after drinking your water.
Oh.
You're like, yeah, I gotta go to the
I'm going to hold it. Dude, I ate tacos. I'm good. Good to go.
Yes.
Let's get into these news bits. How do you feel about that?
Yes. Let's do it.
All right. So our first piece of news, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp will arrive on mobile in late November. This is the Animal Crossing mobile game that we kind of hinted at we would talk about the last time, but the direct was the day after we recorded. So as promised, Nintendo has lifted the lid on its Animal Crossing mobile title. Whoops. No. Hold on. Technical difficulties with my phone, started playing a video, and I didn't want it to come through on the thing.
It did it. But I do have notes for it. So I did watch the direct that happened for it.
Okay, then you take it away. You tell us about this Animal Crossing game.
Okay, so Animal Crossing Pocket Camp is going to be coming in late November of this year, and you pretty much have a camp space. You don't really have a building or anything, and what you're supposed to do is make a nice campsite for people to come and visit. In the game, you will be able to craft furniture, and of course, you'll still be able to get fruit and use that as currency, to exchange and stuff. That's still in the game. You can place a crafting order, so you will meet up with Cyrus. He'll take your order and he'll craft something to give it to you. Now, there is times that he could craft like a pool or a spa or something like that, but it would take a while to do it, and it shows you how many hours it would take, so everything is in real time. But you can, get Cyrus to work a little bit harder if you give him some leaf tickets. We'll get into that a little bit later. This game also introduces a friendship level. So when you meet other people from Animal Crossing and you continue to do quests for them, you'll be able to become their friend and you'll go up in a friendship level. So it's kind of a little bit RPG-ish right there. You can meet their favorites and come visit their site. So you'll be able to go to their towns and everything. You can find crafting materials and make requests. Leaf tickets. Now, leaf tickets is kind of the microtransactions for some parts of it. So leaf tickets you could get through regular gameplay, or you could use real money, and you could buy those from Tom Nook. Right now, they're introducing a throw net. So when you're trying to fish for things and you really can't find what you need, you could throw a net and capture more fish. Like I said, you'll be able to play this all in real time. The shopping areas that's in it is Nookling Global, so it's the two Nook brothers. The Able Sisters to Go, which is the one that does your clothes, and Kicks. He's back in the game to sell you some good shoes. You can always, not always, but you can also decorate your camper, and you can have the guys at OK Monitors craft and upgrade your camper, so they could come in and add more levels, more space to your camper. camper or design the outside with different colors. They did talk about a loan app, but they didn't get more into that. You can share your ID with friends, and you can visit their campsite, and you can become a request being friends with them. So that's the kind of social aspect of that. You also will be able to create your character. Now, there's a thing called building an amenity, which is like building a pool and stuff. So, and like I said, you could persuade Cyrus with leaf tickets, and they will have different pricing. So later on in the year, they are probably by next month they'll go more into detail about that. The way that you gain tickets in the game is by completing goals. So there'll be some tasks that you have to meet, and when you meet that task and that goal, you'll get some tickets. Now, if you think of Mitomo, it kind of steals a little bit of that idea from it. There will be seasonal events and limited outfits that you can get throughout the game. There is no price point yet, but it will be out for your iPhone, your iPad, and for Android. So just look out for that when Nintendo release a date, and if they'll release a price that they're going to be charging for this. But that was the Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. You guys can watch the direct. It's only 15 minutes. It is live on YouTube if you guys want to check it out.
Yeah. Animal Crossing. Probably the best choice for a mobile game.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Out of all of Nintendo's IP. Well, I mean, Fire Emblem worked really well too. So.
Well, shoot, the Fire Emblem is still working. They making buku, but still from that game.
I know.
So. And everybody, this is the third Nintendo product or IP that is on smartphones. So,
well, Ed, you know what I enjoy besides good Nintendo mobile games?
What?
Good eShop sales.
Ooh, I love some good eShop sales. Corey, what's on sale?
Nintendo is having a Halloween sale going through October 31st. The Halloween sale on the Switch eShop is going on now. The deals are live and include discounts on games such as Shovel Knight, Axiom Verge, Phantom Trigger, Snake Pass, and many more. I have a list of the key games that are on sale here and how much they are versus how much they were. So I'm just going to go down the list. List of games that are currently on sale are Axiom Verge is $17.99. Tumblestone is $11.99. Astro Bears Party is $3.99. Butcher is $7.99. Thimbleweed Park is $16 even. Licht Spear Double Spear Edition is $7.99.
Mm-hmm.
Phantom Trigger is half off at $7.49.
Yes.
Vaccine, which is the procedurally generated Resident Evil like game, is $6.99. Cave Story Plus is $26.99. Graceful Explosion Machine is $10.29. Snake Pass is $9.99. And then, of course, Shovel Knight Spectre of Torment is $7.99, and Shovel Knight Treasure Trove is $19.99. The Treasure Trove for $19.99 is probably the best deal in video games ever, because you get all three campaigns that are out now, plus the King Knight campaign that's coming out early next year. So
nice.
So we got a lot of good games on sale.
Graceful Machine Explosion I'm going to be picking up, and Phantom Trigger I'm going to pick up. That's the one that looks like Hyper Light Drifter.
Yeah.
Oh, that game looks so good. So yeah, I can't wait for those games.
Also, don't sleep on Axiom Verge either. I mean, I know we are waiting on that physical copy, but for those of you that are going digital, Axiom Verge is the if you need a little more Metroid, if you didn't play Samus Returns,
yes,
Axiom Verge is you should do it.
And everybody, check out our pod and play of Axiom Verge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so Nintendo is killing it, obviously, in sales.
Yeah.
But one thing that we didn't know is how well the Super Nintendo was going to sell. The Super Nintendo Classic outsold PS4, Xbox One, and Switch in September, even though it was only on the market for 2 days. How do you feel about that, Ed?
Crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Literally crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, and they had enough on day one
Yeah.
and sold out.
Yeah. The SNES Classic was a huge seller for Nintendo. The console sold out everywhere and still remains sold out until there's a couple places getting it this weekend, like we mentioned earlier in the show. SNES Classic did indeed do very well. It was the best-selling console last month in North America, outselling Xbox One, PS4, and Switch. It's just an icing on the cake for Nintendo, as the Switch is already the second best-selling console in September. So,
yeah,
good news. It's a good little console. I'm really glad that I have one and that we got them together and that I get to play all those awesome games and that it has 2 controllers in the box. Yeah, Super Nintendo's awesome. So
yes, so please check out our unboxing and our pod and play.
Yeah. Ed, there's more great praise for the Switch. This coming from Gears of War creator and Lawbreakers creator Cliffy B. Cliff Bleszinski had some great things to say about Nintendo Switch in a recent interview. He praised the console as a, quote, brilliant concept. Though he couldn't commit seeing the release of his new game, Lawbreakers, on Switch, he did go on to say how it could work on Nintendo's portable console. Quote, it's a fine console, the Switch. The entire concept of it is just brilliant. Nintendo really knocked it out of the park with this one, he told GameSpot. However, he wasn't sure about bringing his new game Lawbreakers to the Switch. He wondered what the game would look like on the new console. Quote, if we were to do the game on Switch, would it be like a Rocket Arena, a 1v1 with nearby people or something like that? I don't know. But if we were to do it, we'd want to switch up the game in a fun and interesting way that would make itself work with the portability aspect of the console. Lawbreakers is a 5v5 arena shooter that was released earlier this year through his new studio, Boss Key. The game has not done well so far. Player numbers have been disappointing, to say the least.
Yeah, actually, me and Jesse was talking about it, and we were just like, you would have had better sales and like better traffic if the game did come on Switch. I'm like, because you're putting a game where Overwatch is on, and people were just like, oh, okay, I'll give your game a try, but it's not going to get me off Overwatch.
Yeah, I mean, Overwatch is such a beast of a game. I mean, it still has so many concurrent players. It's still selling every month.
Yes.
Like, that game is really a solid hero shooter, and to the point where, like, I don't know how anybody could ever compete with it. I don't know how games could compete with it. I was telling you how Nintendo has ARMS, and how I feel like that ARMS is Nintendo's Overwatch, from the simple fact of, like, it has a lot of cool characters, and they're getting those comics, and they're getting some other things added to the game that flesh out the characters, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But like something like Lawbreakers, I don't like, once they even announced it, I don't even know if it would have had a chance. I feel like, based on how indie games are selling on Switch, not that Lawbreakers is like quote unquote indie, but like we're reading these stories how Oceanhorn and some of these other indies are selling more on Switch than they are on other consoles combined.
Yes.
And I honestly think that Lawbreakers fills a hole that the Switch doesn't have yet, which is a competitive first-person shooter. And I think that Lawbreakers may have done better on Switch than the other consoles, just for the simple fact that the Switch doesn't have Overwatch.
Right, because that one shooter with the mask with the body parts, when you shoot them up, you take it, and they I cannot think of the name. I know they're going big on it, or for Switch. Like, that's going to be kind of, or it's supposed to be like the big.
Are you talking about Payday?
No, not Payday. It was that indie game, the Skeleton Bones one, and it's blue and red. It's an indie game.
I'm gonna look this up.
Mortem's something like that. I can't think of it.
Morphe's Law?
Morphe's Law, yeah. Sorry about that, everybody. Um,
Ed's got
I
too
mean,
much pizza in his system.
yes. I mean, they're treating that as Nintendo's Overwatch. So if the game plays good, people are enjoying it, and there's great free content that's coming, and it just does something that Lawbreakers could have did if it came to Switch exclusively. Um, it would probably show Cliffy B that, hey, you shouldn't have put this game on a system where, a major arena shooter like Overwatch, which is big, is on. You don't want to put something that's going to be competitive, because if you do, people will give it a try. But you know how deep Overwatch is. Just look at social media. Just look at the sale numbers. Um,
Uh-huh.
no, you sometimes gotta go to a place where no one is biased. Like, no one is doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And like you said, Switch doesn't have that. So I think if Lawbreakers would have came to Switch, I think it probably would have sold 1 million.
Well, I mean,
And
Lawbreakers isn't even on Xbox One yet either.
it's only on PS4.
Yeah, it's only on PS4 and in Steam. So, I mean, like, I don't know if that's hurting it at all either. It only being on PS4 and Steam, because PS4 has like, the marketing they have. If they don't have a first-person shooter, Sony first party, like, they haven't had a Killzone in a while, or whatever, Resistance, I guess. But they have so much marketing behind Destiny and Battlefront and Battlefield and Call of Duty. Like, they have the marketing corner behind all that, and obviously Overwatch is its own animal, doesn't need the marketing push from any other company. So, like,
Right.
it's already competing with so much, whereas Xbox, that's why I think PUBG is going to do so well for Xbox, because, like, that audience knows the competitive shooter space. That audience is craving a competitive shooter outside of Call of Duty, and Lawbreakers, kind of fits that area as well. So I think only releasing it on 2 platforms instead of 4 or 5 was kind of a mistake, but
Well, he probably put it on PS4 because he thought, since it has a bigger base,
yeah.
sales base, that it will actually do numbers. And of course, Steam, with that, that's a big fan base also. But I'm like, you got to realize that a game like Lawbreakers competing against something like Overwatch, or even if it wasn't competing in Overwatch, 60 million plus players weren't going to buy that game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where I feel like maybe 75% of Switch owners would have bought Lawbreakers, or 50% would have bought Lawbreakers. And
Well,
he
I
would have
think
made money.
a lot of people too would have bought Lawbreakers on Switch, just because, like, people are craving things to play on Switch. We have all
Yeah.
these awesome indie games, and it's getting to the point where Switch is starting to have a full library. Whereas if Lawbreakers would have come out in September, when it came out on PS4 and PC, like, the library was, like, they were just ramping up to get into this fall lineup, whereas now, Odyssey's out now, and Xenoblade's coming, and Doom's coming, and Wolfenstein's coming, and Skyrim, and we just got Fire Emblem, and plus, like, what we had when the Switch launched with Mario Kart and Zelda, like, the Switch's library is there now. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think if they would have come out in September on Switch, because by then everybody knew the Switch was a hit, and so
Right.
you sell let's see, it sold 2 million in North America, the Switch, so far.
Yes.
Like, if a quarter of those people bought it, that's 500,000 or 500,000, I guess. Like, if a quarter or an eighth of the people bought that, that's 250,000 to 500,000 copies you could have sold to people who are craving content on a console, before they get into the thick of things. And that's better than the concurrent numbers of 30, I think they reported last week. 30 concurrents.
30,000. Yeah.
No, 30. Not 30,000. 30
30
people.
Ooh.
30 people. So that was later in the article that I read. Let me see if I can find it.
And see, Lawbreakers could have complemented Pokemon Tournament DX.
Yeah.
Literally, because it would have been like, hey, we got this indie game, but in case if you guys don't get Pokemon or you're not into fighters, bam, we got this game for all you hardcore for a weekend that you guys could play with your friends. So when more Switches come available, more people could end up picking the game, and that way they'll be able to update, patch, and tweak the game if they need to.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the numbers. It says the game has not done well so far. Player numbers have been disappointing to say the least. This month, the game is averaging a paltry 30 players on average on Steam. Yeah, you heard that right, 30. By comparison, Counter-Strike averages 250,000 daily players.
Yeah, because everybody's playing PUBG.
Yeah. So, I mean, it looks like Lawbreakers could... not that the Switch could benefit now from Lawbreakers, but Lawbreakers could benefit from being on the Switch.
Yes.
But anyways, let's get into our next story. I'm really excited about this story, Ed. The latest Nintendo Switch update 4.0.0 secretly added support for GameCube controllers. Now, there was a story later today that 4.0.1 has kind of disrupted that. But there are still ways to get to play games with your GameCube controllers. In order to use the GameCube controller, you will need the Wii U GameCube adapter, which connects through the USB hub. So you'll need to have that to use GameCube controllers, and they don't have ZL functionality.
Yeah.
So sometimes it depends on what games you're playing. Like Mario Kart works fine. I found a GameCube controller in my hub and I tested it out. But more complex games aren't going to have that. So, but it's cool. That makes me hope for, maybe they found a way for Virtual Console for GameCube.
The first thing everybody said was Smash.
I know. My first thing was GameCube Virtual Console, and then that means Smash is coming in within a year.
Yeah, because if they bring Smash Melee onto Switch, I know that it's a big thing at Evil, but I think a lot of people would be like, okay, if we could play in a nicer HD screen, like if it looks really good on Switch and dock and stuff, I think it would be cool to see people play that game.
Yeah. Interesting, though. Really, really interesting.
Just Ray tells us Symphonia Eternal Darkness. That's all I care for. Yeah. Oh, and Wind Waker.
Yeah, I mean, all GameCubes. Yeah. Sorry, I was distracted by this video. It's Super Mario Odyssey 64. Where somebody modded Super Mario 64 and put the Cappy mechanic in it. So they're literally capturing like Goombas and then a door, like one of the doors to open the world.
Wow.
One of the snowman, one of the penguin. It's funny. It's funny. So sorry, that's what I was distracted by when you were. Okay, so the next couple stories are really interesting. They kind of go hand in hand, but Koizumi did an interview and they were asked about a sequel to Mario Odyssey. And he says that we could potentially see a sequel on the Switch, depending on how well the legs run on the Switch. So here's the article at Nintendo Life. Super Mario games are a highlight of any Nintendo console cycle, with titles like Super Mario 3D World, my favorite 3D Mario game outside of Mario 64, thank you. Mario Galaxy and Mario Sunshine provide players with hours of enjoyment over the last 2 decades. However, as years have progressed and development commitments have lengthened, we're typically seeing single mainline 3D Mario game per console, with the exception of Wii, which got Super Mario Galaxy 2. This means, in statistical terms, at least, the Switch is about to get its only 3D Mario outing in the form of Super Mario Odyssey. However, Nintendo's Yoshiaki Kazumi doesn't think this is a hard and fast rule, which has been which has to be adhered to. I'm obviously considering lots of things for the future in terms of Mario Odyssey and whether there will be a sequel. The first game hasn't even come out yet, so it's very tough to say at this stage whether there would be a sequel or not. I'm first and foremost just hoping that Super Mario Odyssey is a success. Really, he's hoping that it's going to be a success. Those Japanese, they're humble people.
Yes.
And secondly, yeah, with Nintendo Switch life cycle again and very early, and who knows how things will turn out. As you say, in the past, maybe there's only been one title per hardware generation on average, but I wouldn't say that that's a hard and fast rule that we would have to adhere to. We are always looking to the future, and we are hoping for success for Mario Odyssey and the Switch. So, do you think we'll see another 3D Mario adventure on the Switch? Blah, blah, blah. Comment below. Yeah. So, I think if we get another 3D Mario game on the Switch, it's going to be 3D World 2. Like, I think that we could possibly get that and New Super Mario Brothers U. Or New Super Mario Brothers Switch, I guess it would be. But I mean, I think we'll get a 3D World 2 before we get another game like Odyssey, because Odyssey just seems to be so big, so vast, and it's why like we only get one per system. And like the reason why we got Galaxy 2 is because it used all the same assets as Mario Galaxy 1, and like the Wii was so popular that they had to get it out before the Wii started dying down.
Right. I think we will probably get Galaxy 3. If not 3, I think they'll probably return to Odyssey 2. I kind of like that. I would love for them to go back to Sunshine. I think Sunshine deserves a up-res version, or it deserves a sequel. Like they could do something with it. And if they do a sequel to 3D World, I don't know what they will call it. I guess 3D World 2. If they do that, I need about 6 new powers. And how would they give me 6 new powers in 3D?
Penguin suit.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh, please bring the frog back from Super Mario Brothers 3. I love that.
What about the boot? Oh wait, we got a boot in 3D
yes.
World,
No.
No. What? Maybe, I don't know. I saw a 3D boot somewhere. I don't remember. It's been so long since I played 3D World. I had the itch to go play 3D World earlier yesterday, but I'm like, I'm playing too many other things right now. I can't be doing that. But like, yes. I had the itch to go back and play 3D World because they were talking about it on a podcast I was listening to, and they were talking about how, 3D, like some people don't like New Super Mario Brothers, but they like the simple level design of like get from point A to point B and then you move on to the next level, as opposed to the 3D style like Odyssey or Galaxy, where it's like this big open space and you go explore and get your suns or moons or stars or whatever you're collecting in this one. But like they like the fact that you just make your way through an obstacle course and you get to the end. And that's why I like 3D World, was like, yeah, that's exactly what I want from a Mario game. I like being able to move around in a 3D space, but I don't need my Mario to be super open worldy, like explore everywhere type thing, I like the obstacle course of 3D World. So like, I think the next Mario game is going to be a 3D World successor if they're going to try to get another 3D game on the Switch. Now, I personally think the next Mario game on Switch is going to be New Super Mario Brothers Switch, but just because they want to do like 3D, 2D, 3D, 2D, 3D, that's my guess. That's my personal opinion, and I would not be opposed to that because I really liked New Super Mario Brothers U. One of the most underrated games on the Wii U, I think, just because we had so many in a short amount of time.
There's something about those games. I just love the tight controls, and there's something when you're playing a Mario game and you're holding the Y button and you're running and jumping with like your thumb, like the B button under your thumb and stuff. It's just something when you are able to control Mario just right. There's just something about it that makes it feel fun, and I can see that. I want though more levels where you're like on the racetrack from Super Mario 3D World and you gotta run and collect coins and stuff and move around. I would love to have more of that. Those levels like were super fun.
Yeah, yeah. I really like the aspect of the 2D games where like you can power your way through them and be fine, but like the challenge is collecting everything. I mean, it's the same thing in every Mario game since probably 64, or I mean, I guess Super Mario World also, where like you're collecting the Yoshi coins, you're collecting the keys to get secret exits, like those are the things that I get excited for when I'm playing a 2D Mario game, where like, okay, I got to find out how to get up to this coin or something. So,
Oh, what if they did put remake Super Mario World into 3D?
well, funny you should ask, Ed, because
Ah,
the other part of that interview, or not that interview, but a similar interview with Miyamoto, talks about bringing back, quote, old and classic art styles to Mario and exploring new art styles. We're at almost like a turning point, he says. So this article also comes from Nintendo Life. With Super Mario Odyssey due to come out in just a matter of hours, fans are quite eager to see what Nintendo's modern interpretation of the old 3D Mario formula will look like. The 2D Mario games, on the other hand, are a bit of a mystery. It seems like Nintendo is done with the divisive, quote, new sub-series. So what's next for the plumber's side-scrolling escapades? Game Informer interviewed Miyamoto back at E3 and only just now published a portion of the interview where the developer discusses the 1980s era art for Mario. Here's what he said. We're at almost like a turning point. When you look at Mickey Mouse, there is the classic Mickey Mouse, and then there's the modern Mickey Mouse. And the classic one has a lot of flavor to it, and the modern Mickey Mouse looks really great, but is losing a little bit of the flavor. And that's what we discuss. That's something we discuss to make sure we keep that intact as we're creating characters. And of course, the development team for any Mario game may want to use Katabi's art, but there is also a character development team that really working hard on creating new styles and new work. Once we get more work done, I think more and more of that will be reflected into games. We did collaboration recently with Uniqlo, where it was a contest for people to send in drawings and like what we want to continue to create and evolve new art styles. I do believe Mr. Katabi's art has become kind of a standard within Nintendo, but we definitely want to continue to see if we can evolve as time goes by. And then there's a couple other quotes here about how Mario hasn't really changed since Mario 64 and how that art style has been iterated on but not necessarily changed. And then they go on to talk about Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi, those kind of art styles. So it's interesting that Miyamoto still has a team working on different art styles for Mario. And that's what I would really like to see in the next 2D Mario, is a cool new art style.
well, there's where we still got clay, paper mache. Uh, we got. I don't know if you remember. It was like a blackboard, and you had to use like the scraper to scrape off the black, and it showed out like the lines was
Oh,
white.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the name of that kind of art kind of project, but
Yeah,
that
where you had to use a special, like, it wasn't really a pen, but it looked like a calligraphy pen, and you scratched away
yeah.
to do different shadings. You made the lines closer together, or like you hatched the lines like a checkerboard to get different shading, and then like the lines would be white and the paper would be black.
Yeah,
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I think that would kind of be cool. I don't know how it would be in a gameplay mechanic or how it would look, but I'm just like maybe I mean, of course we got Cuphead, but maybe something like that. Like there's different art forms, not just art styles.
Yeah.
Uh, because like we got watercolor, we got well, they could do a cell shaded Mario if they want to. It would look kind of not kind of weird, but I think it would be. I think it would be cool, but I think it would be more comedic, like the Paper Mario games.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's interesting because like they do all these cool experiments with like Kirby's Epic Yarn and
yeah,
Yoshi's Woolly World, and now like the new Yoshi looks like it's, made out of like torn cardboard and construction paper. And then, we saw Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. They take these really cool ideas and put them in their kind of, I don't want to say lesser franchises, but like, not some of their franchises that are not Mario,
yes,
and I think they took a big step in showing that they're willing to do that with their top tier with Zelda, with Breath of the Wild, because that art style is going to be timeless. That art style is going to last forever,
right.
and not that Mario Odyssey looks fantastic. I like that Mario a lot, but I would like to see, maybe a watercolor Mario, or like, something that Donkey Kong Country Returns did really well was the silhouette stuff that was really popular.
I would love to see Mario in the Okami style on the Yuki art.
Yeah.
Like, I think that would kind of be like really give him a Japanese art style.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, and even if they went with the different art styles that they already have, like what if they made a 2D Mario game all Paper Mario? Like what if they made 2D Paper Mario and it was just like New Super Mario Brothers, but it was Paper Mario art style? Or the like, Mario and Luigi, the Mario Luigi games, like those games kind of have this weird 2D 3D feel to them. But what if
yes.
you use like the art style that's on the cover of those games and matched it to a 2D? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
I really like that might be my favorite art style, like modern Mario art style, is the Mario and Luigi cover art stuff, and it has that kind of watercolor like coloring, but has the really dark black outlines that look really make it kind of stand out and pop. That's kind of the art style that I would really like to see moving forward with Mario.
It would be something I would definitely want to see on Switch. It would be like, okay, do that art style, and I think everybody from an art perspective, like artists and stuff, would just be like, that's very cool on how they was able to capture that and make it move very fluid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, of course it's a Mario game, so I'd be like, I want that day one, I want it now.
Oh yeah, but there's a ton of different art styles I could choose from, but I miss the days where like, we went from Mario 1, which was very kind of basic and
Sprite based.
yeah, and we moved to Mario 2, which had this cool art style, and then you moved to Mario 3, which had this really distinct art style, and then you moved the complete opposite direction of like the black overalls and the red shirt and everything has this like black outline because it's the NES, to Super Mario World, and then which has a very distinct art style, and then you move from Super Mario World to Yoshi's Island, which has the Crayola coloring books art style, which is really amazing. And then once they kind of started losing their touch when they like, don't get me wrong, Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine are both amazing games, but that's when we started seeing Mario kind of take on this, I don't want to call it generic, but like, what do you call it? Like a true to form Mario, where like this is distinctly what Mario looks like in all the marketing and all the boxes, like this is what Mario looks like, as opposed to they were kind of like experimenting.
I think it was kind of hard for them to be like, how do we put him now in 3D? Because when it went from Super Nintendo to N64, PlayStation was out and it had what 3D modeling was, and Nintendo never touched it. So they probably, when they was making N64, they was thinking of, how do we learn 3D modeling? Because I think probably it took them years probably to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then definitely when you're doing it with your well-known mascot, that takes time. You want to get Mario looking right.
Yeah. breaking news from the Mario Odyssey launch event at the Nintendo World Store.
Huh?
Zelda Breath of the Wild story DLC still coming in 2017. The Champions Ballad will not necessarily release alongside the Champions amiibo, but will release shortly afterwards. Nintendo of America president Reggie Fils-Aimé has confirmed in an interview with Kotaku. Fils-Aimé confirmed that the game's second story DLC will come out before the end of 2017, but does not divulge a specific release date. He says, quote, "We will shortly be announcing the date of that content, so I would not lock and load for November 10th. We will make some announcements very soon, though, so don't put away your Master Sword just yet." So I'm guessing here. Okay, sorry, we had this really good conversation about Mario going, but I want to talk about this now.
Yes, let's go.
This all but confirms, I think, a Nintendo Direct the last week of November where this and Xenoblade are the focus, and then all of 2018 is right afterwards.
It has to have some of the indie games that's coming out for the rest of the year. But yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm saying that Direct will lead. It'll lead off with Xenoblade, and then it'll lead off, and then the second thing will be this.
They have to do it on Thanksgiving Day. That I think that Wednesday or that Thursday, because I do like.
Happy birthday to me if that happens.
Okay, like I want to see it happen, and if they do it on the day of Thanksgiving or the day before, of course we're gonna be like, okay, Corey, get your stuff together. We got to record. We got to and just watch on what because I'm going to be looking for that trailer of that new story mode for that DLC because. They're probably getting it together right now, like cutting it. They're probably doing some physics and basing it, testing it still. But if they could get a direct out on the day before Thanksgiving or on Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas to me too.
Yeah.
Like, and then and they don't even have to start with the DLC for like in the direct with that.
Yeah.
And then just drop some gems that we don't even know about yet.
Yeah. Like, maybe a title for the Yoshi game, or maybe, I bet. Oh my gosh, dude, I just had the most amazing thought. What if this is like maybe a 45-minute to 60-minute presentation, okay?
Yes.
Obviously, they're going to start out with Xenoblade and this.
They're going to start up with 3DS.
No, I don't think so. I think they're going to end... No, but I think they're going to end it with Smash because of the GameCube support.
Smash is next year.
I know, but they're going to...
I don't know,
but I mean, this is the... Okay, this is the end of the year. Here's what's coming now. And then the second half of the presentation will focus on 2018. It will be the first half of 2018.
Nintendo can't do that.
Yes,
Nintendo
at the end of November when they have nothing else left.
They cannot do that. If they want to start 2018 outright, Smash has to be shown in 2018. Do not do this to me, Nintendo. Corey, do not do this to me. I would literally find a way to pre-order that game right now if Smash comes to Switch.
Well, it's coming to Switch. We know it's coming to Switch.
We don't know. We don't know yet.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Don't know yet, but
yes, we do.
If they do, because the thing about it is, for me, yeah, it would be cool for that game to come to Switch. That would be fine. But kill me at E3 with a new Smash.
I mean, I don't think Smash is going to come out early next year. I think they're going to start teasing it now because they're going to start teasing characters and stuff, and then they'll have this full-blown thing at E3 next year for Smash, and then it'll be their big holiday game.
Well, I think if they're going to do a Smash this year, like to tease, it's going to be a new character. That's the only Switch exclusive. It's not coming to Wii U or 3DS. You literally could play this character on Switch.
Dude, they have so many new characters now. They could put like Spring Man and Ribbon Girl from ARMS in there. They could put they could put the Inklings from Splatoon in there.
But this is how you do it. So you do the guy from Animal Crossing, and he just hits somebody with the shovel. The shovel flips out their hand and gets stuck in the ground.
And it's Shovel Knight
comes out, pick it up, and just goes in. Literally everybody will have just wrecked.
Oh my gosh, dude! If Shovel Knight's in Smash Brothers, like that's gonna be my main. I don't care how bad he is or how good he is. He's gonna be my main. I don't care.
We'll have to go to Canada and find Adrian Nieto and make sure that he's not dead yet. Because I'm like,
Adrian.
Exactly. All my Canadian friends, I need you guys to find Adrian Nieto, SOS. Make sure that he's alive. Because if they kick a trailer off of Smash like that for a direct at the end of this year, it's done. 2017 will literally be done.
Yeah. I think Xenoblade I think is probably going to be the last major release for Switch, not including indies. Like, yeah, I think it's going to be the last AAA game for Switch this year. So we have to start thinking. I mean, we don't have to start thinking because, gosh, Odyssey's not even out yet for us. Dude, what? 4.5 hours till Odyssey's out here, but
recording early, everybody, not because this is actually Friday.
Yeah, we always record the Friday episode on Thursday, so. Dude, we're gonna have so many impressions of Mario Odyssey on Monday, on Tuesday. That whole show, we're not gonna have any news. We're gonna talk about Odyssey the whole time.
I'm literally might just say, let's not even do Arsenal X Sunday. Literally do Pow Block that.
Well,
Sunday.
I assume Jesse's getting it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
We could have like a crossover episode.
Yes.
An Arsenal Pow Block episode where like it'll just go. That episode will go up on both feeds. I don't see why we can't do that. You know, it'll be a long show, but I mean we can do that. I don't mind doing that.
Yes.
Right? Jesse said he was getting it this weekend, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll
talk to him.
We'll hit him up with him. We'll let him know that episode. We'll like right when it starts. Oh, by the way, you better play Odyssey because we're talking about it.
Right.
But that's something I've actually been thinking about. I'll talk to you off air about it. But yeah, dude, 2018. We already 2018 and beyond. Games that have been confirmed for Switch have been so like. I can't it's a full year already. Like it's a full year. So we have announced for 2018 probably. I'm not going to count Metroid Prime 4 because I still think that that's a 2019 game.
Yes.
But
we'll see I think we'll see it in motion in 2018, but we won't get a final date for that game.
Right. I bet there's going to be a sweet trailer at E3 next year though.
They have to. That Metroid Prime 4 does not belong in the Nintendo Direct until E3.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. I would not show anything for it until E3.
I think the first Direct should definitely belong to retro games.
I think that's another thing is I think retro games is going to get a big their own Direct.
I think they won't get it until next fall. Or close to when their game is coming out, because everybody's looking forward to it.
I think if it's a new IP, like if it's Donkey Kong or something.
No, it's a new IP.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if it's a new IP, they need to start talking about it so people know what it is.
But and that's why I say, for the first the spring Direct next year, and I think February or March or whenever they do it. Close that Direct out with retro. Whether it's a good trailer or a bad trailer, whether we like it or not, give them the spotlight at the ending of that direct to retro, because of course there's going to be Yoshi, Kirby, and Wolfenstein 2. Those three is already a given. But if you close out with retro for that spring direct, everybody's going to be like, okay, I'm hooked. Now, what else you guys got?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, okay, so that would mean like maybe Retro's new game comes out next year. Maybe. Would you say that, since we haven't heard from them since Tropical Freeze?
If they could get a real long trailer and do a breakdown at E3, we might see it next year. They've been working on that game probably for 4 years. I think maybe.
Well, we know they were working. They've been working on it since before they started work on Donkey Kong. Because
see, I thought it was after Tropical Freeze.
No, they've been working on it since Donkey Kong Country Returns. They've been working on it. They split off a second team to do Tropical Freeze for Wii U.
Okay, so then the
Metroid Prime team, or like the people that are left from the Metroid Prime team, are working on this new IP.
So I wonder if they've been when they was doing it during Donkey Kong, if they were doing tests like physics, gameplay ideas, mechanics, just trying to piece stuff together. And then after Tropical Freeze came out, they started developing like story, music, and all of that stuff. Because if they have, it's been maybe 5 years now. Yeah, it needs to be out by next year, 2018. And I would even say, if they could get it as a fall game, let it be the October game. If Retro could do that,
oh yeah, because like if they can get next fall, if they're like, okay, we have Retro's new game, we have Smash, and we have Pokemon. Because remember, Pokemon is supposedly coming out next year because the main Pokemon team is working on the Switch game, while the B team, well, whatever you want to call them, the B team is working on Ultra Sun and Moon. So Nintendo's trying to get Pokemon out next year.
Oh yeah,
you know that because Metroid Prime won't be ready. They've released Mario and Zelda already. Like, it's coming. Like, Pokemon is coming next year. So as of next year, we have Lost Sphere in January. We have Yoshi. We have Kirby Star Allies. We have Wolfenstein 2 from Bethesda. We have Pokemon, and we have, what was the other one? There was one other one. Fire Emblem.
Right. And then Nintendo announced that some of their, if you want to call them low-tier first-party games, they're getting Switch games. Yeah. So that's more stuff that's going to be announced.
Plus, we forget, Pikmin 4 was supposed to come out on Wii U and has been delayed, so Miyamoto can polish it for Switch.
That's E3.
Yep. And I think Pikmin, like if they do a release schedule like they did this year, I think Pikmin will be August. I think Pikmin will be August. I think Retro's IP will be September. I think October will belong to Smash, and November will be Pokemon.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, because Pokemon does well. I think Pokemon is good when they release it in November. Because they always, I think lately they've been releasing it in November. Because last year, November, Sun and Moon was November.
I think the last, like including this one, I think the last 3 entries have been in November.
Yeah.
I think the only year Pokemon didn't come out in November was the year that the year A Link Between Worlds came out. That was the November game, and Pokemon was the October game.
And if Konami might release something for next year, we don't know about.
That Twin Snakes remake that's been rumored forever.
But if rumors are true about Capcom having some little bit financial difficulty, of course everybody's like, Nintendo, just buy out Capcom.
Dude, Capcom is supposedly in some financial trouble. Like, if they could, like, partner up, like, not that Nintendo would buy them, but at least, like, get the license to some of their IPs to take some of the heat off of Capcom, like... Nintendo Capcom has such a good relationship
Yes, Monster Hunter World is coming out for Xbox One and
Yeah, but they
PlayStation. But
Double
but
Cross
Capcom, but
still.
Capcom, well, yeah, but Capcom is still making money off that Luigi Mansion arcade game.
Yeah, and they're still making they're making more money off of Ultra Street Fighter 2 for Switch than they are for Marvel vs. Capcom and Street Fighter 5. Like
Right.
that's ridiculous. That's so ridiculous that Ultra Street Fighter 2 has made more money than Street Fighter 5 and Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite combined when Street Fighter 5 is over a year old. Like the only
Yes.
game, like I mean, oh, that's not even Capcom. Like Injustice 2 is still the best fighting game out there right now in terms of sales. Like
hmm
I don't know,
I
man.
Capcom needs to partner up with Nintendo and release a HD version. If they could use that Link Between Worlds engine, remake Seasons.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I would like
Dude,
Capcom to do another top down Zelda game.
give me Link's Awakening DX remake.
You want a sequel to Link's Awakening now?
Remake it. Literally
Do you?
remake it.
Speaking of like a Link Between Worlds and a Link's Awakening stuff, do you think they're going to start releasing HD ports of 3DS games? Because I would love to replay a Link Between Worlds on my Switch,
Oh yes.
or like the
Yes.
Fire Emblem Fates HD remake that was rumored for Switch a while ago.
If Nintendo wants more money, they will release it because of course that's capturing more of those who play those games back in the day. But to have something like that on a bigger screen on Switch, yeah, on the go, heck yeah, that's free money for Nintendo.
Yeah,
That's gonna shoot, heck, that's gonna put Capcom in the black if that happens.
yeah, yeah. It's I can't believe it. Like
They
Switch is just killing it so much, and like to have a library. Like, when was the last time we knew every game that was coming out every month for a Nintendo platform, like that we were excited about? Like, okay, I know like you and I meant like the general public is excited about. I
Yeah.
know you and I are excited every time a Nintendo game comes out. But let's look at this. Like, okay, so every game, the Switch currently has 47 games rated good or higher on Metacritic, which is a 75 or above. And Odyssey is edging out Breath of the Wild on Metacritic by point 0.2 points.
Yeah, I think well, Breath of the Wild would have be out uh Odyssey, but people were going on
Well,
there giving it low ratings to make it drop.
Odyssey also has about 60 less reviews than Breath of the Wild does on
Uh-huh.
Metacritic right now. So that could go up or down. But
Yeah, I think when the fans were affecting Breath of the Wild's rating, like Metacritic, but like I kind of want to see how both games do once all the reviews are out because I think there's some that's still coming out. Um, I kind of want to see how it all does. If they both do equal each other, then I'll be fine with that. If Odyssey is more than Breath of the Wild, I'm fine with that too. Even vice versa. I'm just like that means that Nintendo have two of the highest rated games in a year, and that
of all
has not.
time,
Yeah.
you look at of all time, I think the only other game that's rated higher than Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey is Galaxy 1 on Metacritic. That's literally the only game in terms of games released by score of all time. Mario Galaxy is 1, Odyssey is 2, and Breath of the Wild is 3, and they're all sitting at 97s. You have to go into like the complete scores of like point 97 point whatever,
Okay.
but yeah, it's
But to get two games like that in a year,
I know, dude. Dude, Nintendo could potentially have 3 like game of the year discussion games and 2 real contenders. Like
yes.
Xenoblade still has to come out, and Xenoblade is not going to be a bad game. from everything, this could be like the best RPG to come out in years, which is exactly what they said about Xenoblade Chronicles 1. It was the best JRPG to come out since Final Fantasy 7, where a lot of the reviews.
Right. And people poured 300 plus hours in that game. 300 plus hours.
Oh, I know. Dude, you don't understand. That's going to be me in like, what, 4 weeks? 5 weeks?
Yes. Probably both of us. And I would say this. I think if Bayonetta 2 would have came out for Switch and people were leaning more to buying that because they fixed some things and added some stuff. I think if Bayonetta 2 came back out and it did almost the same scores as Breath of the Wild and Odyssey, yeah, that would be the trifecta. That would just put PS4 and Xbox One to shame.
I still think either January or February we're gonna get a port of Bayonetta 2.
I think we're gonna get a port of that and Vanquish.
No, I'm not so sure about Vanquish, but I could definitely say
I think they're ready to bring Vanquish 2 back. Nintendo would be crazy not to scoop up that exclusive.
It's so weird because I think Nintendo's audience is more geared towards games like that now than they have been before, and it's like, it's the same thing as the indies are saying. But again, I think if they release Vanquish, I think it would do better on Switch than it ever did on 360 or PS3 combined.
Yeah. Hey, Capcom, knock on Nintendo door. You want Ark? You guys got Beautiful Joe.
Yeah.
And even if they don't bring Beautiful Joe to Switch, 3DS.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
I mean, they could just make it an HD collection of Beautiful Joe. The one game that I'm really mad Switch isn't getting, and I don't understand why, is Okami. Like, why is Capcom not releasing Okami on Switch?
Because they probably are working on something else for Nintendo.
But still, it's a port of Okami. It appeared on Nintendo platform already.
Yeah, it has, but I think because of Switch getting all those Resident Evil games, yes, that's the same as for PS4 and Xbox One. I think Capcom might be thinking things over with now. They probably had financial troubles even before it got reported, or they got something up their sleeve with Nintendo. Heck, Super Ghouls and Ghosts is still a Capcom product. The only time that there's only 2 other systems that got Super Ghouls and Ghosts: PlayStation and Sega. Because when Super Ghouls and Ghosts came out, that was Sega Genesis, and then when the other Ghouls and Ghosts came out, it was on PlayStation 2.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm really excited to see what 2018 shapes up to be for Switch, and if Nintendo can carry the momentum. It seems like they have so much momentum. I haven't seen this much momentum since the Wii. Like there is and there's a different type of momentum now because like Nintendo's delivering games that we want. It's not Carnival games or Dartboard or Carnival and Jockey or whatever.
And we didn't even mention Shin Megami Tensei 5 being on Switch.
Right.
Like, okay, yes, Japan might be getting it next year, and we'll wait for the localization, and we'll probably get it 2019. But Shin Megami Tensei has done well on 3DS.
Yeah, I guarantee you next year, like Shin Megami Tensei will be part of the 2018 lineup for here in North America, and Capcom, they would be dumb not to put Double Cross on Switch, Monster Hunter Double Cross. I know so many people who are like, why aren't they bringing Double Cross to Switch here?
Because they didn't do well. Those sales didn't do well in Japan.
You know what else?
It'll do well here in America. If Monster Hunter World does not do well on Xbox One and PS4, and they bring Double Cross, and Double Cross does better than those 2 games combined on PS4 and Xbox One, ching ching, Capcom. What are you thinking?
The other game we're forgetting too is the English translation of Dragon Quest XI.
Yep, and we have No More Heroes.
Yeah.
Oh, Dragon Quest 11 on Switch. People are going to buy it more on Switch than they will on PS4. I mean, people are going to get both, but after hearing some people talk about the game and hearing that people bought a lot of it on Switch in Japan, yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, that's another game I'm looking forward to, and the fact that we might get Final Fantasy 15 next year. Honestly, they said they're trying to port it, they're working on it, and they have a team big enough to where they can port a game like that in 6 to 8 months. Like it's.
right.
I bet we'll get some sort of Final Fantasy 15 complete edition similar to the PC version.
And can I tell you, I think even if Final Fantasy doesn't get our cart, just put it digitally. I would be fine with just a digital version of Final Fantasy 15.
I wouldn't. I want the cart. I want it all.
I think the game is too big for it to do that.
Oh, I think no. Well, no, the game on PS4, without the DLC and stuff, mind you, but the game on PS4 is only about 40 gigs on PS4, and Doom. Remember, Doom was like 60 or 70 on PS4 and Xbox One, and the single player campaign can fit on a single Switch cart.
I wonder if they introduce the 64 gigabyte cartridges of Nintendo like offers that, because they only do up to 32, I think.
No, they offer 64. A lot of people are just choosing the 32s because it's cheaper for them to say, hey, download the second half of this game. It's why NBA 2K requires a memory card.
Okay,
part of the reason.
Because I would pay $70 for a Switch game if they put it on the 64. I would pay that extra 10. I'm paying extra 10 for indie games to show them that I want more indie games on physical. I'm going to pay that extra $10 on, or even 15. Make it $64.99 or $74.99 if you need to. I would pay that extra money to get that game like Final Fantasy.
If you're giving us the complete edition on Switch.
Yes.
Like that, the gold edition was $90. So like, if you want to charge us $75 or $80 for a complete edition with all the DLC and that multiplayer stuff, like, I'll pay it. Like, I mean, the game will be 2 years old at that point. You're basically getting the DLC for free anyway. Like,
right.
I would pay an extra $15 for that, $20 for all the DLC. I mean, we did it anyway on PS4 and Xbox One. Why not do it again for Switch? Because the Switch is going to be an RPG machine. That's another game that's coming out next year is Octopath Traveler.
Yes.
Totally forgot. I don't know how I forgot, but I already forgot.
And I think that is going to make Square Enix buku money. Like, if they could deliver on that game, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
A 35+ hour RPG like Project Octopath, wherever the final name may be.
It's going to be longer than that, dude.
Oh, of course.
8 different characters. That's going to be a 100+ RPG for sure.
And I think what Square Enix is probably blown away about the reception that it got from people, and like people are still talking about it and saying that they're playing the demo. So that's good.
Yeah. So I'm really excited for all these Switch games. I'm really excited for 2018. I'm really excited to get my hands on Odyssey tomorrow. Like I don't care that I have to like tomorrow I work a 10-hour day, and then Saturday I work a 11 to 12-hour day, and then the same thing on Sunday. But I don't care. I'm going to be playing Odyssey because I want to have a proper review discussion. Well, not like a review discussion, but like impressions, I guess.
Everybody's gonna laugh at me at work because when I buy my games, I'm literally skipping out the store. They'll be like, "Why are you skipping? You're a grown man. You don't know that I got a perfect 10 game."
Yeah, doesn't matter.
I don't have Breath of the Wild yet for Switch. Yeah.
I'm gonna take it to work and play it on break.
Exactly. Second of all, don't worry about what I do. This is my money. Now I'm about to skip all to my car, get back home, and update if it needs a software update. But I'm going to be playing this for a good 4 hours before I hop into Wolfenstein, and then play that for like 15 minutes and go back to Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, dude. I'm really excited. Like, I'm not gonna be able to get all the games tomorrow, but Odyssey, definitely, I mean, here's the thing about this time of year for me that I get really excited for is because, like, my birthday this year is on Black Friday, so it's the day after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And then it's Hanukkah because my wife is Jewish. And then Christmas because I'm not. So, I have 2.5, 3 holidays to, like, potentially get these games in some sort of, order. So, man, I'm really excited, dude. I am so excited to play Odyssey.
Cannot wait. Yes.
Man, I want to but everything I've been watching on Assassin's Creed, I'll probably try to find a way to get that too, just because like it looks good. It's getting all kinds of great reviews. Like I'm excited to see how they revamp the combat, and I'm not a huge Assassin's Creed fan. Like I used to be. Like I used to play every one that came out, and then I played 3 about halfway through, and then I watched the cutscenes till the end of the game on YouTube. I played the crap out of Black Flag. Like, Black Flag might be in my top 10 favorite games of all time. Like, that's how much I love that game.
Need to play that on my Wii U.
That's why I played it, was my Wii U.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I only got 94%, though, because the last 6%, those challenges to get up to 100% required multiplayer. And none of my friends got it on Wii U because none of my friends have a Wii U except for me. So I only have 94% of that game. But
so in other words, I gotta get up to where you're at, and then you're like, "Come on, Corey, hi ho, let's go, yay!"
I actually thought about replaying that game on Xbox One.
Oh wow!
Because I got a free digital copy of Black Flag.
Nice. But yeah, everybody, I think. Time of this recording, that it's a good day for gamers. Not only if it's payday for some people, but there's something for everybody on all 3 platforms, and I feel like it's a day to be very positive about games. I mean, always be positive about what you buy and what you love to play, but Assassin's Creed Origins, Wolfenstein 2. Mario Odyssey
getting killer reviews too. They must have lifted their policy because people reviewed Evil Within early and Wolfenstein early.
Yeah, that I do not know. That is kind of surprising. But yeah, I'm just like, if you guys are able to pick up these games and you got the weekends playing them, enjoy them, do that. Corey's getting 2 games. I'm getting 2 games. So we'll have that stuff covered. And like I said, the holiday games that you guys could buy, it's a good day for gaming.
Yeah. Also, for next week's episode, email us at nintendopowblock@gmail.com your questions about Mario Odyssey, what your impressions are, what you like, maybe what you want changed. Like, we're going to have a big blowout episode about Odyssey. Come next week, so email us. We're gonna answer a bunch of questions too. We were gonna answer a bunch this time, but we got so caught up in other news stories, and now we had a topic because of the Zelda DLC. So we will answer your questions. The next episode is going to be a big blowout episode. Man, Ed, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for Odyssey. I'm so excited to talk to Jesse to see if we're going to do an Arsenal X crossover episode. Man, I feel like a podcast cinematic universe is brewing here or something. Jeez. So
yes,
you have to be Black Panther though, because you're black.
Okay.
I guess you could be War Machine. That works too, right?
No, I prefer Black Panther.
But Don Cheadle's so funny.
Yeah, but Don Cheadle can't walk. He got his back
That's
broke
true.
Or whatever.
That's true. That is. You're not wrong.
Let the church say amen.
Can I get an amen? Nah.
Amen.
That's going to wrap it up for this episode of Nintendo Pow Block. Thank you so much for watching, listening. Let us know what you think of Super Mario Odyssey. Let us know about your Switch experience this year in general has been, what your excitement is for the Switch, because I know a lot of our friends within this kind of indie podcast community, as Lee Navarro once said, the IndieCast community, as he once called it. we have a lot of friends that do podcasts, and a lot of them are not super high on Nintendo until the Switch came out. And I know Tim Nestor from Fathers of the Grind is super high on Switch. I know, Todd has kind of wavered back and forth, but it is ready for Mario Odyssey. We have a bunch of friends that have kind of switched sides on Nintendo, if you will, like really positive, really enjoying their Switches. So let us know what you think of Switch in general this year and what games you got, how excited you are, and we'll read your comments on the air because, it's all about celebrating Nintendo. So
yes, and if you guys are planning to get a Switch, let us know what games you are looking interesting, and also let us know what your Nintendo Direct for the rest of this year or next year would look like.
Yeah,
I want to hear what you guys think.
Yeah, so remember to join our Facebook group, facebook.com/group/Nintendo Pow Block. That group is growing little by little every week, so we're excited for that. Look for our comment threads. We're going to post the episode every time it posts in there, so you'll know when and where you can get it. Remember to email the show, like I said, nintendopowblock@gmail.com. Ed, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at ThatRetroCode, and you can check out my podcast, Optional Opinion, on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play. Like I said on last episode, I am sorry for the delay of the new season starting, but you guys can hear it now. It is available. It is ready to go. I'm actually talking about modern video game business, like microtransactions, loot boxes, even pre-order demos. So you guys will be able to check that out on SoundCloud.
Nice. You can find me at CorinHD on Instagram and Twitch, CorinUHD on Twitter. Make sure you look for my awesome Nintendo Switch screenshots that I'll be taking.
Yes.
You can find me on NGR Radio, on Arsenal X, on World 1-1, on a variety of shows. So you can find me all there. Join the NGR community, join the Arsenal X community, join all of our communities. It's a good time. We love it. Thank you guys for all your support. Our numbers have been growing a lot lately, so I'm very proud of our whole family of shows. I posted something on Facebook the other day about our families of shows being just awesome to work with everybody, and how everybody is just kind of killing it right now, and it's really exciting. So thanks everybody, and until next week, we love you.
See you everybody. Woohoo!